Hey, welcome to the sixth lecture uh, in astrology series from planetcombo.com. In this video, we will cover houses. Okay, so we covered planets in the last video. Okay, and there are 9 planets. So there might be some questions, in modern astronomy, I think we have found more planets in the solar system, like Neptune, Uranus. Why are they not included? At the moment, the explanation that I can give you is that 2 explanations I can give you. One is that these are outer planets, so it doesn't have major influence on the Earth because Indian Vedic astrology is Earth-centric. And secondly, in my experience, I have been able to predict events without the presence of Neptune and Uranus. But having said that, doesn't mean that research is still need not be done. Maybe that is subject of future research. Okay, so we covered planets. Now we'll cover houses. Okay, in astrology there are 12 houses. 12 houses mean 360 degrees. That means each house is 30 degrees. So this is called equal. Okay, equal sign, equal houses or equal signs, and each house is numbered from 1 to 12. Okay. Okay. Another name for house is a sign. It's commonly used in conjunction. So it's a sign. So we'll cover what a sign is. Okay. So, and the other one is you need to understand is that there are 2 names for signs. One is the Vedic name, and one is the Western name, and both are listed on the slide. So we'll cover them in detail as we go along, right? So if I draw the chart, and I'm drawing a South Indian chart. So if the student is more comfortable with the North Indian chart, you can draw it. You can draw the same, but uh, I'm just drawing a simple chart to explain what are the houses, right? So there are 12 houses, and this is one of the simplest ways to draw a chart. Okay. Okay. Now in this, always the in this is the start of an astronomical circle. Okay, so normally this is house 1, always house 2, house 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and this becomes house 12. Okay, this is how the numbering is done. So it's 360 degrees. Okay, each house got a name, and each name is listed on the slide. So I'll give some examples. This is called Mesham, Mesha Rasi, or Mesha sign, and this is Aries in English. Okay. Similarly, when you have Rishabham, let's take one more example. Kumbham, right? This is Kumbham. Kumbham is called Aquarius, right? In English. Okay. Okay. Now, each house has got a sign lord. So every house has got a leader, right? So each house has got a sign lord. So I've listed the sign lords of each houses in the slide. Just for examples, an easy way to remember how the sign lord architecture is. This is Mars, okay? Directly opposite is also owned by Mars. This is Venus. This is also owned by Venus, okay? This is Mercury. So this is also owned by Mercury. This is Jupiter. So this is also owned by Jupiter, okay? This is owned by Saturn. These two, okay? These are linked. This is Moon, this is Sun. One point to remember, Ragu and Ketu don't have sign ownership. They don't own any sign, okay? Very important to note, okay? The other point you should note about signs is um, the planets which are allocated here uh, carry some significance. Okay, for example, we are talking about two systems now. Let's talk about Vedic, right? Vedic astrology. In Vedic astrology, the position of moon is very important in a chart. Okay, let's say at the time when you draw up the chart of the native, the moon is available in this sign. Okay, this sign, the name is Tula Rasi. Okay, so basically, if moon is in this sign, the native is always said to be Tula Rasi. Okay, but in Western chart, when they're drawing the astrological chart, sun's position is important. Okay, so if the sun is in, let's say, here in a particular native chart, as per astrological calculations of the Western astrology model, then it is in Gemini, right? So it's a Gemini. Okay, it's Gemini, correct? So this is very, very important to understand, right? So you should always look at moon for the Indian Vedic and sun for the Western Vedic. Since we are focusing only on moon, we will say that this particular native chart is belongs to Tula Rasi. Okay, so this is one thing that new thing you have learned. So remember this: always look for the moon, and whichever sign it is, it's a Tula Rasi. So that is about houses. So in the next chapter, we will talk about the cusps. Okay, which is again an important aspect of astrology.